What's up guys? Welcome back to another video and welcome to day 1 of 30 of counting calories. Being completely 100% accountable for each and everything I eat or drink for the next 30 days. Now I don't have any particular goals at the moment about where I want to be by the end of the 30 days, but I do feel like, you know, 3, 4 or 5 days into this, those goals, those measurable goals, whether they be a weight on the scale or a certain measurement around my waist possibly, or whatever it may be, those goals, those measurable goals, the things that I want to hit, numbers that I want to hit, will show themselves in a few days after I've committed to this for a couple of days. Because at the end of the day 1 is always the hardest, but I am feeling as motivated to clean up my diet and finally get to the physique that I've wanted to get to for a while now, as far as really etching in some lines on my midsection and getting rid of that real stubborn body fat. For me, that is around the belly and the lower back, and that will only ever be removed if I am really accountable. So, in the past I've gotten down to the likes of 90, 91 kgs relatively easily without having to track anything. And that's exactly what's happened this time. So about 2 months ago, or 2.5 months ago, I was sitting at about 96 kg. And that was nearing the end of another alcohol binge, nearing the end of just binge eating, to be honest. But I didn't blow out completely to like 110, 120 kgs because during the first part of the day, I wouldn't eat. And I'd only eat ever after I'd finished drinking my alcohol for the day. And that would normally be at about 8 to 10 o'clock at night. So I would then, binge, eat pretty much whatever the hell I wanted from about 10 at night till midnight. And then I'd go and sleep it all off and wake up the next day and do it all again. So the reason I say that is because fasting during the first period of the day is nothing new to me. Whether I was drinking or not, I like the way that I feel in the morning, running solely off of caffeine and water. So that is how I'm going to continue doing this for the next 30 days at least, and that's how I've done it today. So we're coming up on 1 p.m. and I've only had a couple of coffees. I've had 2.5 litres of water, which isn't enough. And I'm feeling really motivated to do this. One of the main reasons why I'm doing this is because my partner is doing 75 hard. She is looking to be accountable, similar to this, but she wants to do it for 75 days. I don't want to bring that to the channel. I think there's too much involved, but I am going to jump on board with her. And of course, one thing that is included in that 75 hard checklist per day, every day, is to stick to whatever type of diet you're trying to do. Now, I don't have a particular type of diet, but what I do know is that if I'm trying to, it's basically a calorie restricted diet. I want to stay under a certain amount of calories because the result that I want from my diet is to drop that stubborn body fat. So initially, I'm going to try and go for anywhere from 2,000 to 2,200 calories. And if I was to stick to that, as well as have some form of exercise each and every day, which is part of the 75 hard program, I'm going to be losing body fat. You just got to stick to it. I'm not going to have alcohol that's going to blow out my calories. I'm not going to binge eat. I've just gotten through the Christmas period and I weighed in this morning at 91.7 kg. Now, I had seen my body weight as low as about 89 kg a couple of weeks ago, so I've probably put on a good couple of kgs, but I haven't blown out, you know what I mean? So at least it's in check, and so I'm in a good position now, having refueled. I haven't really been training, so basically how I feel my body is right now on day 1 of this is it has had an opportunity to consume excess calories, sort of work out where my set point is, being 91.7 kg. That is my set point at the moment, And now that I've given my body a couple of weeks off of training, a couple of weeks of eating more calories, now that if I then go and reduce them again, I feel like my body's sort of firing and churning through a higher level of calories, and I've sort of reset that point, or I reckon I've raised my base level of calorie expenditure through having eaten more than I'm used to over the last couple of weeks. So now that I'm going to go and reduce my calories again and also bring back in exercise, I reckon I'm going to get some pretty good results. But those results are only ever going to come if I stick to it and be accountable. So, for anyone wondering, my first meal of the day is... Oh, and I just wanted to mention that overall, I mean, it's a calorie restricted diet, but the foods that would make the most sense to include in that diet to make sure that I get the most nutrition, the most satiety out of those calories would be whole foods. And that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm not going to say that I won't have that chocolate biscuit or that packet of chips, but I will be working them in and remaining under that certain amount of calories. But for the most part, I do want to consume whole foods, meat, fruit, vegetables, grains, and I guess we'll see, you know what I mean? So anyway, first meal of the day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, is 180 grams of tuna, which I'll drain the majority of the oil out of. We've got 2 peaches, my mistake, and I'm going to put some Moroccan seasoning on the tuna. I'll continue to drink water throughout the day. I'll probably have another coffee, to be honest. And in 3.5 hours, I will be finishing work and I will go to the gym for my first workout of the year, being that it's the 2nd of January 2024. So I injured my back about a week ago, which didn't help. I'm still going through that. I don't know what type of weights workout I'd be capable of. So if anything, I will go and do a run. I want to burn at least 500 or 600 calories. But depending on how I feel, I might do a bit of weights as well. So that'll be my first workout. This is my first meal. We're doing this. 91.7 kgs is the initial weight. My everyday tasks as far as each of these videos, to make sure that I continue to update you on the measurables, the variables that will be happening, are a weigh-in first thing in the morning, and then when I get to work, I'll be taking my camera to work every day at the moment, and I will be discussing my food and overall calories from the day before, first thing in the morning, and then I will be showing you my first meal of that day, and then I'll be discussing what my workout will be after work that day. So I won't be working out after work every single day, but I will be trying to get at least some sort of exercise in, and what and where that will be, I will let you know. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys before I leave work, and that will conclude day 1 of 30 of counting calories. And I'm bloody starving. Right guys, it's time for me to love and leave you. It is 4:34 in the PM, and it's time for me to leave work and head to the gym. My goals are to burn some calories. I'm gonna do some weights before going for a run, but my back is really sore. It gets worse once after I've been sitting down for a while. So I'm thinking if I'm going to go on the treadmill first, get a couple of Ks under my belt, then go downstairs, do some weights. Hopefully by that point it will have loosened up a wee bit, because what it is, it's an acute injury that I had doing a deadlift that has now caused a whole heap of inflammation, and it's really sore. And then the day after I did that, I went and did 4 hours worth of shoveling fucking stones because I had to. And so I pushed through that. That was Sunday. Today's Tuesday. Like, I'd be dreaming if I thought that it was going to have healed fully by now. But what I do know is that each and every day it will get just that little bit better, because I have dealt with an injury like this before, and it's going to require movement, just like most injuries. You know, if you just sit there and don't, you know, force the issue somewhat, it's probably not going to improve as quickly as if you do get some exercise in at least. So I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to try and get a physique update in the bathroom. I'm going to use that as my place to get an update going forward. So we're going to track calories, we're going to track weight, and we're going to try and get a physique update most days. So then we've got a day 1 and day 30 before and after, which is always nice to see if you have some decent results. And the only way I'm not going to have some decent results is if I don't follow through with what I've just said I'm going to do. And there's no way I'm not going to do that. There's no way I'm not going to follow through. I'm committed. I'm doing 75 hard. But in this case, I'm counting my calories for 30 days. So I'll see you at the gym. Right, guys. Arms are done. Biceps and triceps, superset style. Not a lot of rest at all. It was about 50 minutes in total. I'm going to go and do a run now, but what I do want to do first, hopefully, is get a physique update. So I'm going to use this. You know, it's pretty good lighting, to be honest. Hopefully it does me favors. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm going to use this lighting. I'm going to try and set up the camera